beautiful. And I do have somebody coming up behind me, so I'm going to stay on this side for a moment. But there is that recently reconstructed, it's more than a shed, isn't it, building, is where the woodsman actually plies his trade from, and he makes all the fences that you will see around as we're actually walking. Right, and I can look back up and just look at that beautiful shot, especially with the sun shining. It'd be a lot different if it was raining. Let's hope it doesn't. Okay, so back onto the main path. Minding our step. So this is where I mean, obviously the thing about having a wood is that you're going to get trees which are in need of actually cutting down. So all the timber from the trees is brought here. Right, you can see our gentleman is walking off to the right. But I just want to go up to this fence here, because you never know what you're going to find when you're out and about. Now, in the past couple of years, people have set aside parts of their garden to be a wild garden, and that means that you basically let everything grow wild. So if you get seeds blown in, you'll actually let them prosper. You won't cut down what we would call weeds. So, but this was set aside many years ago, and this is just allowed to go wild. So you've got so many species of flowers in here. I don't think there is a placard telling us what type of plants are in here, but it is kept as a haven, and that obviously says something at some point. It's kept as a haven for bees and other flying insects, and even ground-bound insects, to actually explore and feed. So this is a precursor of letting your garden go wild, is to have a space set aside in the wood for plants to grow. Okay, now incredibly, we're only about a mile outside Devizes, and yet it is so peaceful and tranquil. And let's just go walk along here, principally because we can. So we're in Devizes in Wiltshire in England, and you can see here there is a stile, and that means that we're leaving, would be leaving this part of the wood and entering another part of the wood, and over there you can see the houses through the trees. Now there are several woods like this in Devizes, and pathways have been built for people to actually just walk through and enjoy the country. We're going to may come back there another day, possibly with Angelica, but for the moment we're going to carry on our journey through the woods. One of the things that does fascinate me, as my friends know, is being able to broadcast to your website. And for the last 3 months I've been doing just that. And if you join me on the Amazon live show on Mondays at 11 AM, you can find out a little bit more about it. So we're now going up the path, and you can see this is a man-made path, wide enough to be accessible by wheelchair. And we're going up to the top. Now we've got choices. If I could see what you were commenting, then I would let you make the choice, but I can't. So it's my call. This path would, and I don't mind going down there, it's the coming back up that's a problem. This path will lead you down into the woods and towards Drew's Pond. Drew's Pond does actually exist. This is Drew's Pond Wood in Devizes in Wiltshire. I am live, and we're coming up to a signpost across. Okay, and that says private road and gardens, which is reasonable. So let's go along here and see what we can find. First of all, better find out where we are. So here's the Devizes and Roundway Orchard and Old Cricket Field. It's called the Old Cricket Field because, incredibly, there is a new cricket field, and it's also the orchard. You can see the trees dotted all around the edge of the boundary, and this is sponsored by Devizes and Wiltshire Council. But this is an open space. Again, there's no reason why families should not come here to picnic. Now, there are some beautiful apartments as we go along. All the way along here. I'm going to turn away from the van. Okay, let him go past. Then bring the camera back. But this is just a beautiful building, and this is private residential, and you can see the flowers adorning the outer walls, and it is totally occupied. There's a waiting list for people to buy apartments here. It's just so tranquil and so beautiful. There's a walk along. Now, I know it said the road was private. It means you can't take cars on it. I think pedestrians are okay. If somebody pulls me up, then I will stop. But you can see a beautiful stonework and the tower up above. And this was a medical facility. Every area had facilities for the less able, and that's politically correct, I hope. And this was a hospital, and the hospital grounds. And the government decided that care in the community was an improvement on care in the hospitals. So the hospitals were closed down, bought, and purchased and refurbished and turned into apartments. So this is a former hospital, which is now luxurious apartments. We can tell how long everything has been here because of the size of the trees. Again, we have wild grasses fenced off and protected for the benefit of the insect population, and that's been a change that's come about in recent years to actually look after the countryside around us and let it grow as it would do naturally rather than manicuring it. Okay, now it says there that dogs have to be kept on a lead, so they're not banned. This is Drews Park Village, and it's on the edge of Drews Pond and Drews Pond Woods. Okay, let's take an explorer over here, and if I can find my way, unless my memory's gone faulty. Okay, so we're walking besides the wildflowers, and people are welcome too. There's a bench where people can sit down and enjoy a picnic. And there used to be, I swear, there used to be a path through there, but that path has now disappeared, which means that the part of the journey I wanted to take you on no longer exists. Unless. Okay, I should only walk where there's a path cut, because this is a mix of public and private land. Let's just go down here a minute and probably turn around in a second. But as you can see from the growth of the grass, this path at the moment is not too well used. So if you're watching live, or watching on Amazon Live, you're one of the few people to actually go down here. Okay, right. if you come down to the woods today and follow a path you don't know, you may get lost. So let's turn around and we'll head back this way. There's always something interesting to see. So if plan A doesn't work, then what you need to do is to go to plan B. So plan B is just to carry on walking and keeping away from the crowds as well. Okay, so all is good. Another bench for people to actually sit on, and this path has been mown so that we can actually walk through. And it's just amazing to actually be surrounded by and you can see from the grass to the right hand side that the wind is going up, and if the wind is increasing, then I fear that the rain can't be far behind. So if I stop broadcasting, thank you for watching. If I continue, I will do so until it starts raining. Right, I'm actually using today my trusty Samsung Android phone and my Hohem gimbal, which you will find in the carousel below. I just got stung by a nettle. Oh dear, that was good. That's not a good idea, is it? Okay, let's just follow the pathway through. Okay, see the things I do for the cause. Okay, and as you can see, not many people actually walk through here, so I'm taking my time. We've still got the trees and the houses over there. That house there would have been lived in by hospital staff back in the day. Now the buildings over here, although they look similar to the ones we've just been past, are in fact new build, and they've been built in recent memory, not hundreds of years ago. Okay, I think I know where this goes. What happens if I get lost? That wouldn't work, would it? At least I have this video. Okay, now I'm coming to a bit that nobody's walked through for some time, so let's just go for it and hope and trust, without falling over, that this path does in fact come out somewhere. Let's carry on. You ever get the feeling you've painted yourself into a corner unwittingly? I'm following this path and hoping that it does in fact lead somewhere. Okay, I can see that I can still see the path. Hopefully you can too. And in terms of letting things go wild, I think this field epitomizes letting things go back to nature. Okay, so where do we go from here? Let's head this way. Okay, we can do this. And let's go out. Okay, now I'll just show you where we've been. We've been through the field there. You can see the heavy clouds in the background, and there doesn't look like there's a path through there, but we found one. Back to here, and we're back into the town again. Okay, so we've had a walk in the countryside. We've been to Drew's Pond Wood and Drew's Pond Forest and everything around Drew's Pond. There's a sign of what once was industry in Devizes. The chimney has been left standing while the factory has disappeared, and all around it has been built housing. Okay, as I say, the houses on our right are effectively recently built. And that cloud over there looks particularly dark. Yes, there's bright sunlight when we set off, but those clouds do look